How's it going, Islander fans? Welcome to another episode and the final episode of the summer for the Isles Talk livecast. My name is Paul Kreischer. I am your host for this evening. I'm hoping everyone has enjoyed their summer so far. I know free agency was a little bit hectic for everyone, but we're here now. We're going to be talking about free agency, basically what happened and what Lou's plans may actually be from here on out, and what Islander fans should look forward to uh, throughout the summer, and I think more importantly throughout the year. So, hey guys, how are you? Glad you can join us, and let's. And I'm going to take all of your questions. I promise I'll take all of your questions towards the end of the session. So don't come out and bum rush me with everything here, because I think this free agency, in all honesty, I know it wasn't sexy for a lot of you. We didn't get the sexy players, but I don't think it matters. I think something happened this summer that a lot of people don't realize is more of a positive uh, for the franchise and for the fans than they may realize. So, having said that, um, the Islanders basically brought everybody back, other than um, Robin Leonard, who I wish nothing but the best for, and they brought in Semyon Varlamov. The idea with Leonard was that I believe he was given a 2-year deal, and Lou said take it or leave it, and Robin was looking for other options. But to be honest with you, that's Lou. That's what I'm used to. That's what I'm used to seeing. That's what I'm used to hearing. Lou's like, here you go, take it or leave it. That's all Lou. That's classic Lou. And Robin wanted more. He wanted a 4-year, 5-year deal. And I think what Robin did was the right move for him in his career. I give him a ton of respect for going to Chicago, because, not for nothing, all due respect to Corey Crawford, I think this is Crawford's last year. With all the injuries that he's been going through, this could be Corey Crawford's last year. And I think if Robin Leonard has another really good year, I think Robin Leonard can become and will become the next starting goaltender for the Chicago Blackhawks. Uh, and good on him for doing it. So, great job for Robin Leonard. I'm very happy for him. I hope he succeeds in Chicago, and I hope Chicago does give him that 3 or 4 year deal that, or I should say 4 or 5 year deal that he's been craving for. But at the same time, I really like Semyon Varlamov. He was one of the guys I was hoping that Lou would sign, just in case Robin said no. My other suggestion was Cam Talbot, but in this system, with the coaches that we have, I think Semyon Varlamov has more talent than Leonard. I really don't think Colorado had much of a defense most of those years that he was there. And I think with the system that's in place, the young defensemen that now know the system, I think Varlamov will be better than or about the same as Robin Leonard. And nothing would shock me if both Varlamov and Greiss were in the runnings again for a Jennings Trophy. That's just me. I love the deal. I think it improves the goaltending, it improves the overall team defense, but we'll get into the whole team in a minute. Actually, in a few minutes. There's something I want to talk about here. Again, as I said in the beginning of the broadcast, we brought everybody back, forwards wise. Jordan Eberle, Brock Nelson, Tommy Kuhnackel's back. Didn't see that one coming either. And Anders Lee, now back. Okay. And that is significantly important for Islander fans, both young and old. Sorry, and I'm getting I am up there. I can almost consider myself old at this point. So let me tell you why 2019 is an absolute franchise changing free agency season for the New York Islanders. Okay, for those of you growing up in the 70s into the 80s, okay, Bill Torrey had a habit of drafting really good players, keeping them for as long as they could, and just replenishing the prospect pool until finally a Butch Goring trade happened because we had the prospects. And then the Islanders went on to 4 straight Stanley Cups. Okay. What had happened after that, and this is very important, it started a very vicious cycle. We know we know there's problems with Nassau Coliseum and whatnot. We know there are problems with financial stuff. Brush that aside. Okay. Towards the mid 80s, the drafting really wasn't so good. But we still had the star players, but they were getting older. But then we couldn't keep the star players. Money, age, injury, so on and so forth. And then the team went down. Then you go around the mid 80s, late 80s. Let's go late 80s. A little bit of the early 90s as well. The prospect pool went up, and whoever was left over, a couple of trades here and there, a division win in 88, conference finals in 93. There was a nice little mix there of prospects and young, and veterans, players who wanted to stay. And then in 93, 94, 95, for those of you that remember, we lost the players again. And we went down. Then you go into the 2000s. We traded away the prospects. So the players were here. But like in the mid 80s, in the early 2000s, the players were here, but the drafting was horrible. And what happened? We really went down. Okay, now enter the rebuild. Starting in 2008, all the way up to 2013. 2008, the prospect pool started going up. We started finding a few people, a few players who were working well with the system. 2013, we finally make the playoffs. We gave Pittsburgh one hell of a run. 6 games in overtime. We lost to Brooks Orpik. Go figure. But then after 2013 to 2014, a little bit of 2012 as well, the Islanders couldn't keep the players. And we didn't have the prospects. They weren't ready yet. And the prospects I'm referring to, Anders Lee, Brock Nelson, Ryan Strome, Nito Niederreiter. What happened? We went down in 2014. And we've been seesawing back and forth, trying to bring in veterans in 2015 with the likes of Yara Halak, Thomas Greiss, Nikolai Kulemin, Grabowski, you name it, trying to bring them all. But here's the problem with 2013, folks. Okay? 2013 is very important for me right now because within that span, 2012, 2013, 2014, we lost. Matt Moulson was traded for Thomas Vanek, but Moulson never made it past his contract with Buffalo. Thomas Vanek didn't want to stay. We lost Brad Boyes, didn't want to stay, or the Islanders didn't want to sign him. We lost the captain, Mark Streit, who, for better or for worse, may have been a better idea, but we couldn't keep him either. Colin McDonald, depth player. Keith Aucoin, depth player. And for what it's worth, David Ulstrom. And back in 2012, PA Parento. We couldn't keep the forwards to save this franchise. I'll tell you what, guys, if very much like in 93, in 2013, had we kept most of those players, we had the money to do it. Okay? The Islanders probably could have made a deeper run back in 15 and 16. And that would have given time for Anders Lee, Brock Nelson, Ryan Strome, and whoever else was down there more time to develop. More time to develop. And 2016 could have been different. I think 2017 and 18, I think we probably come close to the playoffs, if not we're in it. And then we come to 2019. But what was significant for me this year, you guys know this already. This is common knowledge. The Islanders probably have the top, we're still in the top 5 in prospect pools, in prospects, period, throughout the league. Top 5. And now we're bringing practically everybody back who just racked up a 103-point season with the coaching staff we have and the Jack Adams Award winner. Folks, Lou Lamoriello just broke an old 40-year nasty cycle. We have the players who want to be here. Don't worry about the term. We have players who want to be here. They're signed through it. They want to see the whole thing through. And now we have a prospect pool. And Tommy, I'm going to steal this. Tommy had an interview. Well, he didn't have an interview. He talked to Ken Morrow real quick. And he asked, about the prospect pool and whatnot. And Kenny Morrow basically said, this is the best prospects he's seen on the ice ever. Folks, we are back to 1978. We're back to 1979. We're back to 1980. We're back to 81. We're back to 82. Am I promising you four straight Stanley Cups? Absolutely not. I'm telling you because I'm now being told by other people the Islanders are set for the next 10 plus years. We're not going anywhere. We're not. Okay, for those of you who think that the Islanders can't duplicate another 100-point season, I don't know what to tell you. They can do it. They can do it. That's significant for me. They just broke a nasty 40-year cycle. Could we see Bridgeport go to the Calder Cup Finals and possibly win? Yeah. Could we see the New York Islanders go to an Eastern Conference Finals or possibly a Stanley Cup within those years as well? Yeah. Kind of close together? Yeah. Folks, that was 81, that was 82. Jimmy Devellano took care of the minor league club. They ended up winning, what was it? Was it the Turner Cup? I think it was the Turner Cup way back when. And that's when the Islanders were winning their Stanley Cups at the same time. Okay, this is significant to bring everybody back, and for as long as they did, that is fine by me. Now, we lost out on our Terry Panarin. Fine. The Islanders did not get the Marian Hossa move they were hoping for. Okay? But the Islanders have just set themselves up, and they're still in the process of. They're still in the process of setting themselves up for a Butch Goring trade. Okay, for those of you who need a hockey lesson, Marian Hossa was done with the Ottawa Senators. And I believe Chicago got Marian Hossa as a free agent. And what happened? Chicago ended up winning 3 Stanley Cups with Marian Hossa. That's why I call it the Marian Hossa move. The Butch Goring trade, we all know what that is. We lost out on Panarin. That's okay. Are the Islanders any worse? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Are the Islanders currently setting themselves up for a Butch Goring trade? You damn right they are. Do they have to do it now? Do they have to do it this July just to shut you all up? No, they don't. Should they take their time? Yeah, they should. Folks, this is one of the deepest organizations in the NHL. And there's talent here too. There's absolutely no rush. I think the only rush Lou may have is to bring down that salary cap. Okay. If he can bring the salary cap down a little bit more, I think trade deadline is going to be so much fun for Islander fans. I really do. That's what this free agency absolutely meant to me. It's a perfect chess piece maneuvering. That's exactly what he's doing right now. And he's going to let the prospects marinate, ferment, whatever you want to call them, grow. They're going to learn how to win as a team, as a unit, under the same system down there. And when they're ready to come up, Lou will make the proper moves. This is now a well-oiled machine for the next 10 years. That's what Lou Lamoriello did this free agency. It's something that no other general manager has been able to do in a very long time. It's something that the owners finally have the capacity to do it. And on top of that, we're getting a brand new arena in 2 years, along with the new Long Island Railroad, the whole new hub train station that Governor Mario Cuomo, is going to be showing up, I believe, on Monday. Islander fans have nothing but excitement coming into their lives for the next decade. Let me tell you another reason why I think the Islander fans should be all right or should be happy with this free agency so far. The Washington Capitals managed to work around their cap situation, but I don't think they got any better. Brett Connolly was a really good role player. I liked Andre Burakovsky. He wasn't getting the playing time, though. That's going to hurt Washington a little bit. And God forbid Alex Ovechkin doesn't score 40 goals. If I'm the Islanders, I'm not intimidated by Washington. The Pittsburgh Penguins ended up trading Kessel for Galchenyuk. Now, I consider that a good hockey move. Pittsburgh gets a little younger. They get a little faster. But am I expecting Galchenyuk to put up 81, 82 points? I don't think so. And I still don't know about Pittsburgh's defense. And their goaltending, if they're healthy, okay. You got me. But am I really intimidated with Pittsburgh? No, not really. I'm not intimidated by Pittsburgh. Philadelphia bothers me, guys. Okay, and you heard me say it last year with Carolina. Carolina bothered me. This year, it's looking like Philly. I don't know what Philly's going to do. I don't think Philly's done yet. If there's one team just to pay attention to, it's Philly. It's not even the Rangers. I'll get to the Rangers in a minute. Philly, Carter Hart's going to take that team. The Philadelphia Flyers right now remind me of the Columbus Blue Jackets. They've got some really good solid pieces there. They're going to rely on their goaltending to get them through. Maybe a big trade deadline move could get them forward. Maybe they could upset Tampa. I don't know. I'm just getting that vibe with Philly. Philly, I just don't like right now. And to be quite honest with you, neither should you. Philly is now built to win. They want to do it now. That's why Fletcher is now the GM, and that's why Vigneault is the coach. I know Philly ended up with 82 points. I got to put them at least 92 to 97 right now, guys. I just don't like Philly for now. But am I intimidated by Philly? Absolutely not. I'm not intimidated by Philly. The Devils, I like what the Devils did. I like the Wayne Simmons. I like the PK Subban. Is it enough? I think they're going to make a lot of lives miserable. I think so. But I think there's too much talent right now in the Metro for the Devils to really compete all the way through 82 games. I think by trade deadline, I would hope that they're sellers. And I think for New Jersey Devils fans, this will be their last year that they're going to be a lottery team. I think they're going to be better after that. But that's my hope for the Devils. The Carolina Hurricanes, I think they're still the real deal. They're just going to annoy me coming into the season. I think they're really going to give Washington and Pittsburgh a legitimate run for first, second, or third place. They're really going to be a thorn in their sides. Carolina, I think, could intimidate me just a little bit with the Islanders. Carolina, I think we can all agree Carolina is going to be a really tough team. The Columbus Blue Jackets. They went for it. Good first round. I'm not intimidated by the Columbus Blue Jackets. Okay, and now let's get down to everyone's favorite, the New York Rangers. Okay, yes, they got Panarin. Yes, they got Jacob Trouba. Yes, they got Capo Caco. Am I the only one that feels that the New York Rangers are now the Toronto Maple Leafs of the Metropolitan Division? All that glam, all that silver, all that shine, all that Broadway stuff. All those sexy pics. Mark Stahl still on their defense. Kevin Shattenkirk still on their defense. Can you name me another centerman not named Zibanejad? Okay. Took Mike Babcock with all that star power to handle all that star power there, just to get Toronto to 100 some odd points. I don't know if Quinn can do it. Oh, and let's not forget 37-year-old Henrik Lundqvist. 37. The Rangers don't intimidate me. They don't. Jacob Trouba, we don't know if he was just a product of a good Winnipeg system or his players or whatnot. Oh, Adam Fox is a rookie. Yeah. I mean, I wanted him on the Islanders. I'm not going to lie. I really wanted him on the Islanders, but I'll take Noah Dobson over Adam Fox. I'm not intimidated by the Rangers, guys. I don't think the Rangers, with their run and gun style, is going to be able to work up against what the Islanders are doing. And here's another reason why I feel that the Islanders are really going to have another good season. I take next season as like a free agent. Free agent showed up last season, got used to the players, got used to the coach, got used to the system, got used to the area, and he struggled a little bit. Now heading into this season, every single player on that Islander team knows exactly what they have to do, what's expected of them, and God help everyone if we can get the playoffs, Jordan Eberle for an entire season, the second half season of Adam Pelech stretch over a full season, Devon Toews for a full season, Matthew Barzal's face-off percentages going up anywhere near 49 or 50%, God forbid. Anthony Beauvillier, asking him of 22 goals instead of 18? It's not out of the question. I can't wait to see Michael Del Cole. Believe it or not. And I know I'm going to throw in the prospects here and whatnot. I want to see Tanner Fritz in this system. If the Islanders are going to make a legitimate run at the Stanley Cup, I want Andrew Ladd and Cal Clutterbuck ready for the playoffs. Do they have to start the season? No, they don't. Let me see what Michael Del Cole can do. Put Ladd on the injured reserve, the LTIR, for a month. Let me see what Michael Del Cole can do. He's got a better wrist shot than Anders Lee. And if they're teaching him how to work and deflect shots like Anders Lee, dear God, I can't wait to see that. Okay, and Tanner Fritz can play center and right wing. Put him on the fourth line. He's got enough energy. He makes a lot of good passes. And Barry Trotz loves him. Play the younger ones. Tommy Kuhnackel's back. Why not? Throw in Russ Johnson to beat someone up over 10 games for one more year. That's fine. Everyone's back. Everyone knows the system. Less of an effort for Coach Trotz to educate the guys on the system. They already know what to do. Let Mitch Korn and Greco work on Varlamov. Won't take them long. It'll probably just take a couple of tweaks here and there. He'll be ready to go. And as long as Varlamov stays healthy, the Islanders can go for it. And even if Varlamov gets injured, I have no problem whatsoever with Christopher Gibson coming up and backing up Thomas Greiss. Absolutely none. Gibson can do 10 to 15 games. Not worried about it at all. Okay? Are the Islanders done making moves this summer? No, I don't think so. There's a lot of players out there, and I'm sure they're all here. I'm sure I'll try to get to all these questions here. I don't think you're going to be looking for that sexy trade. I don't know if that's what Lou wants to do. See, here's the thing, guys. If they bring on more, I think they only have about $8 million left in cap, and they still have to sign Del Cole, Beauvillier, and Ho-Sang. So let's put it at worst. I don't know, 4 to 6 mil? 6 is the absolute worst. I don't know, 4 million for 3 players? Call it 5 million. So that puts the Islanders at 3 under. I don't think that's what Lou wants to do. So are we going to see a little more cap relief? Yes, I do. I think we're going to see a couple of players gone before then. I think Lou's plan, at least this is what I'm hoping for, is that he stays between 8 and 10 million to start the season, so that way, if the time comes, he can pull off a Butch Goring trade. And then all hell breaks loose. Again, do the Islanders have to do that now? No. They don't have to. I think the main concern right now for Lou is to free up more cap space. Now, the only prospect I think who has a legitimate shot at making the club this year is Noah Dobson. There is a part of me that wouldn't mind if he went down to juniors one more year just to bulk up a little bit, physically mature. I don't know if his size, I don't know if he can handle an 82 game rigorous schedule. I guess it's going to depend on his off-season workouts and what he's going to do and what the Islanders plan to have for him. I don't know. But that would be the only reason why I would send him down. It's just physical maturity. That would be it. But if the Islanders feel that he can do an 82-game schedule, bring him up. Excuse me. And we still don't know who that 7th defenseman is, if there is going to be one. So it could be Thomas Hickey. I don't know. It could be someone else. I don't know. But that 7th defenseman can fill in for Dobson whenever Dobson needs a break. So I'm excited for the franchise now. Definitely long term. In terms of the short term, let's see what happens. Be patient. I'll be honest. I haven't paid any attention to any of the rumors. I think a lot of there's a trickle down effect. I think Lou's making a few plans here and there, and I think it is just to free up cap space. So, having said that, I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to regret this, and I'm going to try to answer as many questions as possible. 222 comments. What the hell? Jesus, guys. Okay, I can't. Oh, crap. I can't move up? Why can't I move up? Wow. All right. Obviously, I didn't get to your questions before. Start firing away now. Any questions you want. Water cooler talk time. I don't care if it's rumors or whatnot. Fire away. Let's have some fun with this. Do I want to make a move on Marner? No, I do not. I can't see Marner for 4 first rounders. Can't see it. I don't think Lou wants to do it. And I can't confirm this, but I don't think Marner really likes Lou. I don't think so. Youngsters are not ready, Jay. Youngsters are not ready. Otto Koivula, I want to give him about 30 games down in the minors, maybe a little bit more. Oliver Wahlstrom, I really want to get him some seasoning first. Cutler, need a third line center badly. You know what? Lou had suggested that possibly Casey Zizekas take over the third line, but I'm also hearing Brian Boyle or Derek Brassard. Those are the only two. Yeah, Craig, I agree. Dobson would work, but it's also about stamina. Sebastian Aho could absolutely see time. I would want to see. I don't know if I want to see Sebastian as a seventh defenseman. I'm not sure, but Sebastian won't be out of place. I love the Varlamov contract. That's fine. I love the Varlamov. He's 31. He's still in the prime of his career. Goalies last much longer than people think. Goalie. Okay. 31. He's fine. He's also got Thomas Greiss as a backup. And at some point, he's either going to have a combination of Sorokin, Soderstrom, or Skarek, eventually backing him up. This is like the Rangers and Lundqvist with Talbot, Lundqvist with Ranta, and Lundqvist with, I forgot his name. I forgot his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, the Islanders are pulling the same thing with Varlamov. I'm all right. Brassard, I'm all right without it. I'm all right with Brassard. Gusev. Here's the thing with Gusev. I'm hearing that Vegas wants a top goalie prospect. So if you guys, all right, now some of you guys are comparing him like a little Panarin. Well, the only way you're going to get a little Panarin is if you're going to trade a little Vasilevsky, and that's what you're going to have in Skarek. I don't know if you want to trade Skarek for Gusev. I think that would be a mistake. So that's what Vegas is wanting. I don't know if the Islanders are the front runners anyway for him. Look out for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh might nail him. Yeah, third line center. Yeah, I mean, look at Boyle, Cizikas, Brassard, maybe. I know Boyle has been talking quite a bit with Lou, so we'll see what happens there. Second top scoring winger, to a degree. To a degree. I mean, I don't know who we want to give a chance to. I still say look out for Del Cole, look out for Beauvillier. We'll see. Koivula will not make the team. Koivula will not make the team. Unless Brian Boyle and Derek Brassard absolutely say no, that would be Koivula's only chance. I think it's a numbers game with Koivula, and to be honest with you, I really want to see Koivula play at least another 30 to 50 games in the minors before calling him up. I really hate it when the Islanders make that mistake of bringing them up early. I mean, it's been going on for years now. Johansson, to my knowledge, is going to be a little more on the expensive side. So is Dzingel. Again, if you're going to bring in a winger right now, you can forget about the Butch Goring trade. That's just it. I don't think the Islanders absolutely need a scoring winger now. I mean, what are we talking scoring winger? If we're talking 30 goals, that's going to get costly. I don't know. Yeah, Boyle would definitely replace Phil Block. Absolutely. Do we sign Barzal this summer? Do we get into a sticky situation? No, Adam, I don't think that's going to be a sticky situation at all. I think Lou's going to let him play out this year, and I wouldn't be surprised if Lou would be talking contract with Barzal's agent. I believe it's Brisson all season long. I think that contract will get done very quickly. I think Matt wants to be here. Has Lou lost his fastball? Not at all. Not at all, Cutler. I think Lou's making there's I don't want to say Lou's definitely making a major move because I don't know what Lou's doing, but you can see after hopefully listening to this, he's setting the Islanders up for a major splash. It's all there. And the trick to next season, folks, is making sure the Islanders have anywhere between 18 and 20 million saved up in cap space so that way we can re-sign Tays, Pulock, and Barzal. So Lou has to make sure that we have enough cap space for that. Nikolai Ehlers, our most likely target. Ehlers to me is my favorite for now. Could Lou go after a bigger fish? I think so. I think there's someone bigger than Ehlers. I'm not sure yet, but you're on the right track, Tommy. Oh, Marner and Lou do hate each other. Thank you, Randy. I thought they did. Yeah. Boyle, Broussard, you know what? It's a winner anyway, guys. I'll take either one. Wotherspoon, he could be a call-up. Not going to lie. He could be a call-up. Varlamov signed 4 years. That could end up turning Sorokin off. Not at all. As a matter of fact, Varlamov signing would probably be more enticing for Sorokin. And I even did a little more information for you guys on Sorokin. On August 4th, I believe he turns 24. I was told that when a player comes over from Europe or Russia, you know how guys become free agents here at the age of 26? Well, that age is at 28. So no matter what happens, Sorokin is going to get an entry-level contract of 2 years. Has to. Now, if Sorokin were to wait until he's 27, then it's a 1-year ELC. And then he's a free agent at 28. So if Sorokin, who turns 24 on August 4th, it would be a 2-year ELC. And by that time, you've got Greiss with this year with Varlamov. Possibly, we'll say possibly for now, Sorokin in those 2 years. I think Sorokin would be the backup for the first year, the start of the second, and the third year with Varlamov. The third year and fourth year, Varlamov would probably be the backup to Sorokin. Or they'd be going 40-40, the same thing that Leonard and Greiss did. So, no, I don't think Varlamov at all hurts Sorokin coming over. As a matter of fact, I think it's actually a good thing. Gibson, you know what? Gibson is a great number 3. I still think Gibson can put in 10 to 15 games in the NHL with the Islanders in this system. Top goalie prospect? Tommy's going to hate me, but for now, I'm going to say Sorokin. But let me tell you right now, Skarrick's a close number 2. Followed by Linus Soderstrom. And Soderstrom, I'll tell you what, guys, from what I was getting and from what I saw, he looked pretty good at the prospect game. Granted, it's only 1 game, but I really am looking forward to seeing him in Bridgeport and to seeing what he can do. Thank you, Georgiev. Thank you, Randy. That's the Rangers backup right now for Georgiev. I wouldn't be surprised if Georgiev and Lundqvist started splitting 40 and 40. Jim Hiller signing coach on the power play. It worked in Toronto. That's the other thing. They brought in another coach to work with the players. I think the power play improves. What were we at? 15%? I wouldn't be surprised if we went up to 18 to 20%. That could mean more points. Excellent point, Cutler. I forgot to bring up Hiller. Yeah, you guys are all over Dzingel. I don't know if he fits this system, guys. I don't know. Any shot at Marner? No. If Brassard is looking for 3 years, no. Not when we have Koivula ready in about 1. Simmons is too slow. Simmons is actually too slow, too injury prone, and that's just a right wing version of Anders Lee and Michael Dal Cole. We don't need any more of those Simmons. Leddy traded to clear up cap space. That's what I'm going with. I think so. I mean, Leddy to Montreal for probably, I would take Chicago's 2nd round and Montreal's 4th round. That would do it. That would be fine by me. That clears up 5.5. Final 2 or final 3 for Boyle. That's fine, guys. I'm all right. Guys, I'm really not worried about it. It's now July 3rd. I'm not really worried about who we get at the third line center. They're going to fit the system. And as long as they can have better face-off percentages than everyone else, we're in good shape. What's the cost to shed a Ladd contract? 1st round pick, even more. First off, Andrew Ladd is injured throughout the season. He's not expected to start the season as of right now, so you can't trade an injured player. But for those of you who are worried about those big Johnny Boychuk, Andrew Ladd bloated contracts, let's get that out of the way now. If there is a strike, okay, that's going to be the next thing coming up in September. The players have the option of voiding out the last 2 years of the CBA, in which case the players union and the NHL have a year to get a new collective bargaining agreement going. My hope, and I've heard, I can't confirm, but I have heard that the NHL teams are allowed to have 2 buyouts that are not going to go up against the cap. They had that with the last CBA. My hope is that teams are going to be allowed to do it again after this CBA. If that is allowed, I don't think you have to worry about the Ladd contract. I don't think you have to worry about the Clutterbuck contract or the Johnny Boychuk. I don't know which one they're going to choose. But those big bloated contracts, I don't think you're going to have to worry about it, guys. But I really don't want to think about a strike right now, because this is about as good as it's going to get for the Islander fans over the last 40 years. This is something to be very happy about, and I really don't want a strike happening just, I don't even want to think about a strike at this point. Laine, to my knowledge, Laine is going to sign a bridge deal. There are other whispers going around that he just doesn't want to stay. I don't know anymore. Honestly, guys, when we get into rumors in July, I don't know what to believe. It is just too much time between now and September. This team can't come back the same. Absolutely, this team needs to upgrade. Upgrade what? You did 103 points. Honestly, if that's the mentality, fans need to buy into the system now. The players, the coaches, the owners, everyone else has bought into the system except for the fans who don't believe that they can do this again. Tell me which team other than Carolina absolutely intimidates you in this Metro division. Honestly, tell me who else intimidates you. Carolina's the only one that intimidates me, guys. I think the Islanders can beat everybody else. Hoffman for Leddy. See, that's the problem here, guys. I know you guys are looking for that winger. You're looking for that scorer. That's a Butch Goring trade. I don't know if that happens now. It could, but Lou's really got to get rid of some cap space. He has to. And all I've heard so far is Letty for picks. That's it. Maybe Hickey gets traded. I don't know. Maybe it's Letty for Zucker or whoever you want. Um, and then Letty for picks. I don't know. Well, you know what, Phil? Soderstrom is much better. I think talent-wise, I agree. But Soderstrom's been injured for quite a bit, so I'm more comfortable with Christopher Gibson coming to the Isles first than Soderstrom. I agree. Power play has to improve. That's why they brought in Jack Hiller. No, Skarek is already scheduled to go back to Finland for one more season. Like I said, Gusev trade is an option only if the Islanders are willing to give up someone like Skarek. Because it's, to my knowledge, Vegas wants a big goalie prospect. Because honestly, I think it's just Marc Andre Fleury there in Vegas. It would kind of be a smart idea. I think Tays can run the power play. I think Tays could absolutely run the power play. Thomas Tatar, um, I've only heard Thomas Tatar like today coming out. Letty for Tatar. Tatar is like their top left winger. I don't know why Montreal would actually absolutely trade that. Not when Montreal has like 12 picks in the 20 in this upcoming draft. Um, Montreal needs to add, whereas the Islanders just need a good cap relief. I would see Letty for a bunch of picks if I'm going to Montreal. I haven't heard Montreal trading Tatar. That honestly doesn't make any sense. For will Belmont have shuffleboard courts? If there is, you and I get the first games, Cutler. What will they do to help the power play? Whoa, my God. They're all coming in. Oh my God. All right, let me scroll all the way down and work my way up here. You guys are killing me. Hosang finished with this team? That's a great question. Right now, there's no trade value. Absolutely no trade value for Josh Hosang. So, is there a part of me that believes Lou when he says he's going to be coming around training camp? Probably. Probably. Um, we'll see what happens after that. Maybe there's a little more. Maybe there's another team in cap trouble. Who knows? Is Letty gone? Brian, I gotta say yes. Um, Never say never, but from what I'm getting, I mean, if you guys were listening to my show all this entire season, it was always Beauvillier, Letty, and Eberle that just struggled with this system. Those were the three that always struggled the most. So, could I see Letty gone? Probably. When you have someone like Noah Dobson, it kind of makes sense. Um, Now, unless Letty really wants to be here, could I see Letty go? Possibly. Can you list your top five through 10 Isles prospects? Adam, you can go on IslesTalk.com. I have a top 31 on there. If I had to go top five right now, I would probably go number one, Noah Dobson, Oliver Wahlstrom at number two, Skarek at number three. If we're just talking juniors and a couple of guys who really haven't played yet, Bodie Wild is number four. And believe it or not, guys, I may put Holstrom at number five. Maybe. But check out IslesTalk.com for my top 31 prospects. I didn't put the new kids in there yet. I will at some point, but that might be my top five prospects right there. Yeah, KHL transitioning into the NHL. I mean, Panarin was certainly that exception, but it hasn't really worked out. Yeah, like I said, Hosang, I think will be here at camp. We'll see what happens after that. Yeah, he's definitely not going down to Bridgeport. No chance. There is some value, not much though. Otherwise, he would have been traded already. Um, I don't know. Today's Belmont news. Well, to be honest with you guys, okay, Governor Cuomo finally showing up. Great. Honestly, I've been telling you guys Belmont's been a go now for like the last year, year and a half. Okay, if Cuomo finally is what it takes for you guys to finally realize that Belmont's happening, took you long enough. Um, Cuomo's kind of like icing on the cake, but it's like, okay, can we just put the shovel in the ground now? Like, enough of this already. Like, that's all politics. Wonderful. Cuomo is showing up. Just put a damn shovel in the ground now. Let's just get it started. Been telling you guys now for like 2 years that Belmont was a go. Great. Now, don't get me wrong. That hub, the Long Island Railroad the station in Belmont, pivotal, needed for Long Island. Forget the Islander fans. Now, it's not just them. It's for all of Long Island. I mean, you guys are actually going to rival Penn Station. But if you guys haven't believed me over the last 2 years that Belmont was happening, welcome. Finally, you showed up. I don't need. I live in Pennsylvania. I don't need Cuomo to show up just to tell me that Belmont and the railroad's happening. I don't. It's just a publicity stunt. But that's me, guys. Sorry. I already gave my opinion on the Leonard situation. I wish him nothing but best of luck. I actually like what he did. Going to Chicago, if he has another great year, I think he'll be the starting goalie next season for Chicago. Only because I think Corey Crawford's days are numbered just due to injuries. One more good hit by Corey Crawford, and he's done. That's unfortunate to say. But I think Leonard's in a very good spot where if he has one more good show me year, he will be the starter for the Chicago Blackhawks. Absolutely. Jay, what do you mean? You said which three again? Letty and who? I don't know what you mean. What players? I've been spitting players out now for like the last hour. I'm almost fried. Uh, yeah, Bull Duke. He was good. He's going to cut down those cycles, guys. He's going to be really good. Bellows. Bellows had some really good chemistry with Wallstrom. I'm not going to lie. I liked what he did during the playoffs. I want to see Bellows really show up this year. Bellows will move up if he can bring his game up again. Yeah, Bellows dropped just a little bit, not much though. I still attribute Bellows' first year to growing pains, to the professional game, so on and so forth. Give Bellows just a little more time; he won't need it. Bellows, Wild starts in Bridgeport. He can. Bodie Wild can, in fact, start in Bridgeport. I don't know if the Islanders are actually going to do that. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I think Bodie Wild is good enough for Bridgeport, so we'll see what happens. That's a training camp question, so I don't know what to go from there. I actually did get um, a couple of Twitter questions, and I wanted to get them answered right now. Let's see here. Yeah, Toby went nuts. Let's see here. Answering the Twitter questions. Come on. Do I think Lou will be able to trade for a top six scoring winger? Yes, I do, Toby. I do think so. When? That's the best question. Like I said, I think Butch Goring, Lou Lamoriello is setting himself up for a Butch Goring trade. Is it going to be now? I don't know. Do I think Hosang, Dal Cole, Dobson, or any of our young players in the system will make the roster? I think Dal Cole does. Dal Cole will, because Andrew Ladd, I think, is still going to be injured. I don't think he'll be back until November. Hosang, I think Hosang has a lot to prove in training camp. Dobson, I think Dobson can. I think he can, but we'll see what happens. Again, those are training camp questions, but out of the three here, I think Dal Cole has the best chance to make the team. Do I think Lou will be able to trade for a top six? Yeah, I already answered that, the top six winger. Someone take over for a center spot on the roster. Look, the only player in the minors right now who's got a shot at center is Koivula. It's really a training camp question. Can Koivula do it? Maybe. But you got to remember, Boyle is now being discussed. So do I think the Islanders want to bring in Koivula now? No, I don't think so. I think they want to let him marinate and work on his game down in Bridgeport a little bit more. I think Koivula, in all honesty, guys, he may get the Devon Toews treatment. He could be good for the NHL, but they're going to send him down anyway. Yeah, exactly. Move some dirt and then we'll see. You mean for trades, Jay? Hickey could be one. Yeah, I think Letty and Hickey could be the only two I think traded at this point. Sebastian Aho, I think, could be a seventh defenseman, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't see Lou throwing any offer sheets. Now, John, you're not going to be missing out on the bread man. I like burnt toast. And honestly, if the Islanders can stay healthy this year, absolutely, the Bridgeport Sound Tigers are going to go on a Calder Cup run. The Charlotte Checkers just lost their head coach. There's going to be a couple of those players that already left Charlotte. Some of them are graduating to the Carolina Hurricanes. Good for them. But I would put, I'm expecting a much deeper run for the Bridgeport Sound Tigers this coming year. Ryan Nugent Hopkins. At center, at $6 million, it's a possibility. Not now. Any more new Islander schedule regard to the Brooklyn Nets or the Barclays situation? Not at the moment. Not at the moment, but I will say this. If I'm Barclays and the Nets just signed KD, Kyrie, and whoever the other guy was, they're a loaded team right now. I don't know if I'm the Barclays. I don't know if I want the Islanders playing there that often. We'll see what happens. But if the Nets really stink it up and they just get injured, so on and so forth, maybe the Islanders play a few more games. I don't know. But right now, nothing would shock me if the Barclays actually wanted the Islanders to play all of their games at Nassau. But for now, it's still 20-20. Laredo can absolutely do that. That is true, Stro. And I believe Laredo is on a two-way contract. So he would have to clear waivers. So if Laredo has a really good camp, he could start the season at center. Absolutely. I'm ecstatic Lane Lambert is back. At least give me one more year of Lane Lambert. I absolutely agree, Matthew. Yes, we do actually have a good center prospect. His name is Ishkakov. You saw him at the prospect game. Skinny kid, really fast, needs to put some meat on his bones. Is he ready for the AHL? Speed-wise, sure. Hands, absolutely. Everything else needs a little more maturing, especially physically. Weight room would do him wonders. Maybe 20 pounds of mass. He's 160 pounds soaking wet. So Ishkakov, keep an eye on him. I think he'll eventually make the Islanders, but there's no rush for him either. Cutler, is the Gomez still going to be part of the big team's coaching staff? He could be. He could be. I think Gomez could be going back and forth from Bridgeport and the Islanders. Could be. I don't know yet. Good question. No, the Fisherman cannot come back for a third jersey. No. No. No, I don't think a 100-point season can be ruled out. I mean, honestly, guys, the Capitals are another year older. The Penguins are another year older. Who's going to intimidate us other than Carolina? I can't see anybody. Yeah, Laredo was actually hurt during the entire first half of the season. All right. Any other questions here? Yeah, he is the kid from UConn. Absolutely. Sternshine, I believe he's going back to Penn State. I think he was just a camp invite. Hi, Michelle. What will he bring to the power play? Oh, as Toronto. He basically put Toronto on the map when it came to the power play. Um, he's like the Mitch Korn of the power play. Yeah, I don't want to call him a guru, but he's just about that close. I'm hoping that he puts a target out for Ryan Pulock to hit, so that way Ryan Pulock can hit the net and not the back of the boards. That would be helpful, number one. The Devils, again, the Devils are doing everything right, but I'm not sure if they have enough just yet. A little more offense to beat who? Carolina? We have to see who's on Carolina's team to start the season, boys. Again, we're talking July 3rd here. A lot can still happen. Not seeing Brush for 2 months, I don't even think that's possible. I just don't think it's possible. I know Pulock owns the glass. It's horrible. No, Carolina did not have our number. We went 3-1 against Carolina last year, but we were beating Carolina earlier on in the season. They had a good, young, speedy defense that were able to keep up with us. That's what got us in the long run. Plus, if you guys remember, we had quite a few Islander players injured. I think Pellick was injured. Clutterbuck was injured. There was a couple of other guys that were injured. They just couldn't play. So, alrighty, guys, listen. I am going to be on one more show on Friday. Check me out. It's on SoundCloud. The Sports Report with Tom and Rob. I believe we're going to get started. The show starts around 1 p.m. and I'm probably going to get on around 1:20. So if you want more Isles, you know, like everyone else, we wing it. I don't even know what the questions are. The Sports Report with Tom and Rob. Check us out on SoundCloud. I'll be there. I'll make, if for those of you who can't make it, I'll eventually post it up on Facebook and I'll advertise it on Twitter. Don't forget to like and follow Isles Talk on Facebook. I will still be posting out news, blogs every now and then. But for the most part, guys, this is going to be the final show of the summer. It's July 3rd. Take a load off, grab a cold one, enjoy the summer. Don't try to play armchair GM. It's just not worth it. I mean, if you're a Mets fan, okay, you can still play Islanders GM. That's fine. But it's been honestly, guys, this has been a lot of fun this year. I was not expecting this. I've been told that I should go onto a YouTube channel and do interviews with fans or people alike because a lot of people like the way I have done interviews before. So I am thinking about it, and I would just be able to put the YouTube channel on Facebook, Twitter, so on and so forth. Let me know what you guys think.